video, we're going to talk about training yourself to rotate to release position and stop. Don't release it. Rotation to release position, stop, okay? Rotation to release position and stop. So what are characteristics of a good release position, okay? One, we know what? Grip will be in close to the golf ball. Two, right? The shaft will have come where? Back down to your forearm, okay? Three, the shaft would be what? It would be parallel with your intended target line, right? So we've got the shaft shallow, we've got the shaft in, we've got the shaft parallel. Now, what about the face angle, right? Let me just jump up here to the camera here, right? Because here, there's a square club face. Now the club face is what? Open, and now the club face is closed in here. So when we talk about rotating to release position, there's four things we're going to look for, right? Okay. One, okay, did the shaft get sucked back in? Yes. Two, we look at it from this angle. We go, did the shaft get down at the correct angle? Check. Okay. Did the shaft get down at the correct angle and the shaft get parallel with the intended target line? Check. Okay. When we came down here, what position is the club face, right? I was a career. I started off at 13 and 14, I sliced everything, right? And then I kind of came up with this sort of magic thing here with these back three fingers on my wrists, and the only thing I would do is, all of a sudden I was like, if I just tuck these up underneath, right, you can see when I tuck these underneath, all of a sudden the club face get closed, right? And so now with the club face closed, okay, I went from a slicer of the golf ball to somebody that drew the golf ball, okay? Did that help me immensely? It did. Why? Because I'm a teeny small kid, right? I mean, I started golfing when in 8th grade, I weighed like 80 pounds because they made me wrestle 85 and under. So I wasn't physically gifted. I had crappy rotation skills, okay? But all of a sudden I learned how to take, I learned how to get the club face closed coming in. So now I could swing out to the right, I could slide to the right and then throw the club closed, right? And that's not about, when you don't have any strength, okay, and you don't know how to rotate, which is, I didn't have any strength, I didn't know how to rotate. Nobody taught me this stuff that we're covered in here. It wasn't around, right? Okay. And so then I would just kind of sling the club at it, right? And allowed me to hit it a little bit further, and allowed me to get balls further down the fairway, better proximity, yada, yada, yo. But did it cap my ability to get really good? Of course it did, right? Because you can't do that. So remember those four things when you rotate into release position. And you rotate into release position. One, is the grip in front of you? Check. Two, okay, and is the shaft shallow? Check. Three, okay, and is the club face what? Club face angle square or closed? All right. What's the fourth one? Hey, did you get the grip to come in? Did you get the shaft to come down? Get the club face in the correct angle? You go, check, check, check. Okay, there you go. Okay. Grip is coming down and in, shaft is coming parallel. There's the fourth one, right? Because if you look at every single video, there's still photos of me hitting, okay? I have the shaft every time I got the shaft into me, I got the shaft lower, I had the club face slightly closed, but I had the path going where, okay? My shaft's always tilted out to the right, and so that made the flip, right? So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did I close the club face and put the path in there? Or was my path always coming to the right and I sliced it and I just learned to close it? It's a good question. I didn't have video on the swing back then, okay? So get those four things. Get the grip back in, get the shaft shallowed out, keep the club face square, and get the shaft parallel when you're ready to release. If you meet those four criteria, then you're gonna have a great opportunity to really hammer it long and straight. See you in the next video.